Erik ten Hag has been speaking this morning in Perth. Manchester United have been training. He was talking about Harry Maguire, actually, and saying, basically, if in order for the Manchester United fans to stop booing Harry Maguire, he needs to find his best form. The team and Harry can stop it himself by performing. That's what we are working on. That is the only focus. We heard the boos, but we saw if you perform, it slows it down. And I think Harry Maguire and the team impressed by the way they played. And then it stopped. Also, I suppose we've been watching some of the training sessions that they've been putting on Manchester United, and we've been pretty impressed with the way that Erik ten Hag has been conducting himself. You were at the first press conference, I think, that he done. He's been speaking quite, not too much to the media, but quite a bit to the media during this pre-season tour. He's very direct. Yeah. He's very clear. And he basically speaks like it is. And that's a sort of clear answer from someone. You ask them about that. Sometimes people go into their shell and want to try and fudge and fuster around a subject like that. But he's pretty honest about it. Improve, things will get better. And that sort of character, I suppose, within the Manchester United organisation is going to be really key this season to try and get the best out of some players that haven't really produced their best for a while.
There's no doubt. And you guys will know this as well. I think, first impressions last. You've been in press conferences yourselves. I was in at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. Albeit that one was on Zoom. Ralf Rangnick, I walked through the door and spoke very well. Said everything that you wanted to hear, but just didn't see it through. This guy walked in the room and we were talking off air, Crookie, before we came on. He's got an aura about him. And I think it's either his way or the highway. He's not all up for superstar names. If you are not working hard for him, you are not going to be in that starting 11 at Manchester United. There's still speculation of what's going to be happening with Ronaldo at the moment, but you just look at what you've seen in pre-season, what you two guys have said you've seen in the training sessions, and there's something different. Harry Maguire, if I can quickly touch on that, I've always thought he needed somebody alongside him who's got quality. They've now got Martinez, if that's going to be his partner, is the two centre-halves, if that's the way that they're going to play. I think that takes a lot of pressure off Harry Maguire, albeit he's still got the captain's armband. But with high intensity, starting from the front, they've had a pre-season to work on that now. It takes pressure off your back line. I know I've played in teams like that. If you've got people running at you all day long for 90 minutes, there's a point in the game where you're gonna switch off and you're gonna get caught out. And the finger gets pointed at somebody like Harry Maguire because it's last line of defence, albeit David De Gea behind him. But I'm optimistic for Man United. I don't think they're going to shout from the rooftops and think, right, okay, well, they're going to win the Premier League. I don't think they're anywhere near that. I've got to be completely honest with you, but I've been impressed with the signings. I think there'll be a couple more that come through the door, and if they do, they're in a much better position.
One of the representatives of Anthony, the Ajax winger, is supposed to be in Manchester this week, and Erik ten Hag has been talking about, not necessarily him, but he was asked about him, and he actually said, look, because of the number of games that we've got this season, you need more options in offence. I think it's vital to try and sign another forward if you want to get success. The season is really long, but we still also have time to get a deal done. I think his influence was there.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we know that Ajax are in a fairly strong negotiating position because they've already sold a couple of players in Sebastian Haller and, of course, Lisandro Martinez to United for decent money. So I think United will have to pay top dollar for Antony. Interestingly, it looked a week or so ago as if they would only really pursue that if Ronaldo moved on. But then we got new information here at talkSPORT that actually negotiations are continuing behind the scenes, that Antony is somebody that Erik ten Hag really wants to bring to the Premier League. I know Chelsea have been in talks with his advisors as well. And I know, Sam, that you're excited by the prospect of Antony coming in to prep up that attack.
Yep, good player, and I've seen him in the Champions League a couple of times. I think he's a dazzler. He's someone who will get you off your seat. He's someone that will create chances. Obviously, I think there'll be an adaptation period because there always is when people come from the Premier League, unless you're Luis Diaz and you just hit the ground running. But a lot of times it takes a little while to get into the swing of things, and I think with Erik ten Hag and the way he is coaching the players and getting their fitness up to speed, I think that'll be a major asset.
He's right-sided, isn't he, as well?
Right-sided, yeah.
Yeah, because they've got loads of players, United, who want to operate off the left, but not any really who want to play off the right.
Yeah, so he's going to come in, I think, and that will be an acquisition. He did admit, actually, that other clubs like Liverpool, City and Tottenham have all done their business a little bit earlier, and they're a bit of a step ahead of Manchester United.
Do you still think they need a right-back?
Yes.
I do, too.
Because he wants to play a possession-based style, and that won't suit Wan-Bissaka.
And that might be something that we talk about next week when we all get back together again, I'm sure. Thank you very much, Micky Gray and Alex Crook.